wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. If you're just joining us, we're opening up the phone lines, 800-585-1051. Now, yesterday, after election, you've seen a lot of people upset. A lot of people are mad. All right? People have been posting that they're going to unfollow people that voted for the other party. They're not going to speak to them anymore. They don't want nothing to do with people that voted for Trump. That's most of it. And people are pissed off about it. So we're asking 800-585-1051. What are your thoughts? Let's start with you, Lauren. What do you think?
I'm going to be upset. I'm going to point fingers when things go wrong because y'all voted for who y'all voted for. But to unfollow and do all that, I just feel like I got better things that I could be doing. Like, I saw one of, like, some of my friends yesterday that was posting Trump stuff. And it's been happening all elections. Just like, okay, y'all over there, I heard y'all. But I'm not going to, like, not talk to you.
Yeah, I think it's crazy to not speak to somebody or to cut them off or unfollow. That means that person wasn't your friend or not somebody that you speak to. I mean, you could align differently, but it's also the reason why they voted for Trump.
Yep, that's it.
Of the feeling. So, I mean, I'm sure I got people. But you know what, with too, and this is a crazy thing, I don't really like to talk politics with my friends. I really don't. I talk with my family.
We can't get around it.
I can. I just don't. You know, but because it's like, what are your alignments? Like, if you're voting for Trump and you knowing he's a this and you knowing he's a that, then that's the major problem. But, you know, I can't do that. I mean, I think it's kind of childish, personally. Charlamagne, what do you think?
I'm not falling out with my friends for who they choose to vote for. I have friends who are Republicans, Democrats, Independents. You know, they voted their interests, and people are not one-issue voters. I wouldn't want people falling out with me because of who I choose to vote for. Like, just because you voted for Trump doesn't mean you are a racist or a bigot or hate women. And the people I know who voted for Trump, most of them voted for Trump because of the issues like the economy and immigration. And guess what? I voted for the VP, but guess what some people would say to me? You voted for the VP, so you voted for genocide. So it's like, you know, nobody is a one-issue voter. We all have different reasons why we chose to vote for different people, and I think everybody just needs to grow up because at the end of the day, whoever you voted for, whether it was Donald Trump who won or Kamala Harris who won, that person is the president of the United States of America, and whether we like it or not, they represent us all.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you know, and one more thing. You know what's so crazy?
What's that?
Politicians don't fall out with each other.
No.
So at the end of the day, Democrats and Republicans still got to go to D.C. and work with each other.
Yes.
So why are we the people who represent them and put them in office? Why are we fighting amongst each other just because we have different political ideologies?
I don't even know these people.
When Nancy Mace was here, I was mentioning that, like, they do all that and then they get along eventually behind the scenes.
They have to. They got to work for the people. Hello, who's this?
Hello, how you doing? My name is Christian.
Hey, Christian. Good morning. What's your thoughts, Christian?
Hey, what's up, MV? What's up, Charlamagne?
Peace, King. How are you?
A lot of people have unfollowed me. Lorraine, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
A lot of people have unfollowed me. Yes, for what I simply said yesterday, that I didn't think it was right what Kamala did. Like, she ran off, and, you know, I know things happened, didn't go their way, but just starting with that, like, I looked at it like, really? Like, you could have talked to the people that was there.
Oh, you mean
said something?
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
At Howard University, she didn't speak the night of.
But are you a Trump?
Yes, sir.
You're a Trump supporter?
I push the whole Trump agenda for people to vote for Trump. It's because every time I listen to Kamala,
I don't care why you voted for Trump, but I don't care. What I was going to talk about is the fact that Trump has never given a concession speech. So don't be a hypocrite. Like when 2020, when Trump lost, he never gave a concession speech. He actually never admitted he lost the election.
Getting asked the same questions. All I needed to know, what was her agenda? What was she gonna do? And she was deferring from the questions all the time.
That's not true. And by the way, Donald Trump does what he calls the weave. The weave. But he said that you ask him a question. By the way, I don't care.
Like, what are we talking about this now?
I don't care.
But I will say that a lot of people were upset that she didn't speak the night of Howard. People were pissed off about that. They
Donald
felt
Trump
like
has never given a concession speech ever.
You know, she don't got the same standards.
But I will
put
say
the same
this:
standards on her.
all the numbers weren't accurately in as of yet, so I understand why she didn't speak that night. They weren't accurately in until about 2-3 in the morning. They wasn't accurate. They said they were still counting. They said they were still counting. They said they were still counting.
You knew. You got. I made a video when we got back to the hotel. I knew. I'm like, it ain't looking good.
And another thing, Charlamagne, I don't think me and you ever need to go to another presidential election.
That's not true. That's, you know how many media outlets was there with Hillary when Hillary lost? Here's the problem. You know why Kamala?
We went to Hillary too.
You know why Kamala didn't give a concession speech?
Why?
Because she didn't have one. Won't y'all use y'all heads? She had it at Howard University. She thought she was going to win. She didn't have a concession speech.
Why wouldn't
ready.
you make both though? As a
why
candidate?
would you?
What you mean?
Hell no.
It wasn't
I'm not preparing to lose. When you do your vision board, do you put I want a man and a divorce? I want a man and I'm gonna be single forever.
I want a man and a side. No,
exactly. No. All right then. So for her, she had her speech ready to win, and that was it. She didn't have a concession speech.
800-585-105. What's on your vision board? Do you have like? Never mind.
I don't have a vision board for like love. I have a list.
Like
for
wigs.
Love. No, I have like Oprah and like the houses I want.
Okay,
and y'all are thinking too superficial.
Okay. 800-585-1051.
Why would I have a wig on my vision board?
Elections. That's what we're talking about.
Like, yo.
Do you unfollow, not speak to somebody that voted for Trump? Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're opening up the phone lines, 800-585-1051. Now, yesterday on Twitter, on X, on social media, we're seeing people upset, of course, but they were also upset about if you voted for Trump, I'm never speaking to you again. If you voted for Trump, I'm unfollowing you. If you voted for Trump, we can't be friends. We can't do anything together because whatever I voted for doesn't align with what you voted for. We've seen that a lot online, so we're opening up the phone lines and asking what you think. Lauren says,
nah, like I'm not doing all that. Unless you are harmful to me. That's different. Mm-hmm. Like if you over there and you harmful and you loud about
that shouldn't be your friend. If that's not your friend, if you figure somebody's harmful, right?
Sometimes you don't know until politics come in and y'all gotta have certain conversations and you know what I mean? But like, then I might gotta arm's length you a little bit. But other than that, I'm not going through all that.
I think it's ridiculous. I completely disagree. People aren't one issue voters. I told you all yesterday, I got friends that are Republicans, Democrats, independents. People vote their interest. They're not one issue voters. And just because you voted for Trump, it doesn't mean you're racist, doesn't mean you're a bigot, doesn't mean that you hate women. People vote for issues like the economy. They vote for things like, immigration. And like I said earlier, I voted for the VP. People will say to me, "Oh, well, you support genocide then?" Mm-hmm. I don't think that. No, I don't support that genocide. Don't do that to me, right? So it's like I just think it's ridiculous to disagree with people just because they choose, just because of who they choose to vote for. Yeah. Vote for, because at the end of the day, we're all Americans.
I agree.
And whoever won, which was Donald Trump, that person is now the president of the United States of America. So we have to figure out how collectively, together, we the people, move this thing forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not going to fight you or hate you because of who you voted for. You voted for somebody I didn't vote for, or I voted for somebody you didn't vote for. Does that mean I got to hate you now? I can't speak to you? My kids can't play with your kids? No, that doesn't mean that at all. I look at it differently than most people. But let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, brother?
Jim Brown.
Hey, Jim. What's your thoughts on what we've been discussing all morning?
Man, you brought up the fact about how so many of us stayed at home that didn't vote. Mm-hmm. I believe that they look at 45. I call Trump 45. I believe they look at Trump like he's a superhero that they aspire to be. I mean, what man allows another man to talk about his wife without saying anything? What man talks about another man's penis without a pause? And then at work,
me.
So you should be president.
Me? Why I got to pause it for? He said, "What man talks about another man's penis without a pause?"
Without saying pause.
It's fine to talk about another man's penis, but you have to pause.
You got to say pause.
You don't always pause.
What's wrong with people, man?
But that's what I'm saying. And then he goes on.
He said, "But that's what I'm saying."
The sexual act on a microphone, the gestures. What man does that? But our people. They aspire to be like that. Most of us got felonies. They look at Donald Trump. He can do anything, get away with anything. Why?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I think that people just they look at him and they think he's just playing. They think he just And he is just playing, I guess, right? But people don't care. Like
No.
I saw something in the Times that was like 7% of people who vote care about the values of the candidate.
Right.
7%.
Don't care about the morals, right?
They don't-
They care about policies or what?
That's it.
Putting money in their pocket.
That's
Hello,
it.
who's this?
Hi, hello.
Hey, what's your name?
Hey, my name is Eva. I'm from Brooklyn.
Eva from Brooklyn. What's your thoughts, Eva?
So basically, I would never stop being friends with my friends because of their political views. However, I get it. I understand why people feel that way because to me it's like a loving your master syndrome.
What?
Like if a person is showing you who they are, they showing you they don't like you. They don't like black people. They don't like Hispanics. Yet you still go vote for them because you're focused on economics. You know, you don't care about the fact that they're going to take the same rights that you have growing up. Your kids won't have that. You don't care about women's rights. I feel like they're not looking at the bigger issues. They're just focused on I'm broke.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though, you're not wrong. But then people will come at you because I'm sure you voted for the VP. I voted for the VP. People were coming at me saying if you vote for Kamala Harris, you support genocide. Back in 2020 when you voted for Biden, or when you voted for Hillary Clinton, you support mass incarceration. You know, this is the same guy that did the '94 crime bill, which put a lot of black and brown people in prison. So you know what I'm saying? Like it can work both ways all the time.
Some people look at it only one way. It depends on who you're voting for is the way that you look at it. Like Charlamagne said, you can look at it on either side.
And I don't think
Right,
I know I don't support none of those things.
Right.
I'm just voting my
Right,
interest.
at all.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people who say that don't even do their research on the VP at all. Like they literally go off of what other people are saying. It's like the blind leading the blind. They go off of what other people are saying and they automatically say it's fact. They don't do research on what she has done. You know what I mean?
All right.
So I understand why a person would be like, we can't be friends, but I wouldn't necessarily do it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to do that but because
Politics is sticky,
Thank
man.
you, Eva.
I'm not doing that
We're your friend.
because I know those politicians aren't doing that. Those politicians after the election is over, like what happened? Kamala Harris called Donald Trump,
Right.
Congratulated him,
Correct.
conceded the election.
She
President
has to help
Biden,
with his transition and
yes,
all that.
Yep.
President Biden called Donald Trump. Congratulated him,
Yep.
told him we're here to offer help. They're going to be in D.C. All of them, the Congress people, the senators, they all going to be building it, kicking it, having coffee, sniffing cocaine together.
Sniffing cocaine.
You know what I'm saying? That's my point. So, by the way, some of them sleeping together.
Yes,
But then
yeah.
get on the Senate floor and go toe to
yeah.
toe. So it's like, yo, cut it out.
That
Why
sounds
are
like
we
Real Housewives.
why are we the American people doing that with each other, but they're
That
not even
would be
doing that
a
with
great
themselves?
show. The Housewives of the Senate or the Housewives of
Of the
the
Hill.
Congress.
Housewives of the Hill. Wait, what's that first conversation like when Kamala and Trump get in there and they gotta like start the transition conversations? Like, do you gotta hash it out about all the? Because he
have
been
no idea.
dragging her.
Yeah, I don't think.
But they
Trump
drag
really
each
would-
other.
Yeah, they drag each other.
Her
but-
drags is not like
They
he
drag
get
each
beat.
other. They drag each other.
Hers ain't as hurtful in my opinion.
Victoria.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. What's your thoughts, Victoria?
Good morning. First off, I'm so happy I got through. Listen to you guys every morning.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
That
much.
4 a.m. wake-up call.
Thank you.
Regarding the thoughts on cutting family members off, I actually had a situation with my nephew this morning. I had posted 2025 Trump's project, and it's everything word for word what he said. First off, I voted for Kamala. I love her. I'm so sad. I feel what Lauren says. I felt this election hard more than ever. It really hit me. And for my nephew to tell me that, spreading false lies, I'm like, it's not false lies. He said it himself. And so I thought about it for a minute. I was like, should I cut him off? 22-year-old, don't know nothing.
Your
should
nephew?
I really? My nephew.
Man,
So I
cut
was
it
like,
out, man.
should I?
I ain't cutting my niece off. How close is y'all?
But
This
like,
your brother kid or your
my-
sister
well,
kid? I'm confused.
Show me.
He's
like him.
22. I'm 31 years old, so I thought about it for a minute. I was like, but I'm like, nah, that's very immature. People are always going to have differences. But I'm just like, I'm not spreading false information.
But how
That's
you
what
cut
came
him
out
off?
of the rat's mouth.
Girl, Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. You gonna cut him off and then see him at your mom house?
At Thanksgiving.
We don't even know. Like I said, he's 22 years old.
That's crazy.
22 years old don't even show up to Thanksgivings anymore.
Salute to everybody who
Yeah,
got
thank
their
you, mama.
memes and Facebook posts ready for Thanksgiving dinner so they can recite those facts. So they can drop those facts on people at that dinner table when they get to arguing. and it's not going to be a fact. It's
The
going to be
Spades game
misinformation.
gonna be crazy this year.
But what's the moral of the story, guys?
The moral of the story is everybody grow up. At the end of the day,
But
Donald J. Trump is the president of the United States of America. And I would say the same thing if the person who I voted for, Vice President Kamala Harris, was the president of the United States of America. We, the people, have to keep going. We have to keep it moving. Onward. You know what I mean? Like we're in a position where all of us have to deal with each other regardless. We don't have the luxury of saying F each other in America.
I will say this. If I voted for Donald Trump, my parents wouldn't come over for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I'm just telling you that right now. My mom and papa take it serious.
I feel like there's an age.
my mom
I feel
and
like
dad,
there's an age thing
my mom
too.
and dad
like,
ain't pulling up.
Oh, like, cause my grandma, I think when you get to a certain age, they stand on things a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a little different there.
Okay, so how do the Arab Americans and the Muslims look at us in this country then? All of the people who are pro-Palestine, they look at us who voted for the vice president and say, "Hey, y'all voted for an administration that is helping to fund what they call a genocide."
They think we're a joke. They think that we don't
That's my point. So
but it's nothing we can do about that. He's just saying.
My mom and daddy wouldn't pull up now. My mom and daddy put a line in the sand. It is what it is.
Why Eli, one of our producers, going to text me in the middle of this topic, right, and say, "Lauren, I'm gonna get you this topic clip." I said, "This one, why?" Because normally I ask for him. I said, "Why?" Because Envy mentioned my wig. And then our other producer, Nick, gonna say, "Yeah, because wig content does well."
Wig content.
Not Farrah becoming a star. Well. That's crazy.
What's her name?
Farrah, Farrah Fawcett, because of the way that
they
be curl. Yeah, you know Farrah. Don't play with Farrah.
The white woman Farrah?
Here you go.
You couldn't find a black woman to name your wig after?
Diana Ross.
Let's talk about it. No.
You said what you said.
You said what you said,
my G. You said what you said, my G.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What happened?
All right, we got Jess with the Mess coming up. What we talking about?
This whole time I thought you were talking about Farrah from Destiny Child, but now I just
wow.
You said Farrah Fawcett. That's crazy.
You didn't think that when I said that with these curls. You
I
thought
did.
That? No shade, but I don't think anyone just instantly thinks.
Wow. Disrespecting another black woman. You foul.
Crazy.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.